the chat if you'd like to. So today, our plan is to talk a little bit about what Remake Learning Days is, give a little bit of background on our spring 2021, spring 2022 event season. Talk a little bit about the benefits of taking part in Remake Learning Days of Central Pennsylvania this year, where and how to submit your event on the website for Remake Learning Days, where and how to request grant support for your Remake Learning Days of Central PA event, and who to contact for questions, feedback, and your needs. So I must say that we are in webinar format and our chat is working. However, we're having some terrible technical difficulties being able to play the videos. So we do have some exceptionally good videos to share with you. And so our workaround, our technology challenge today, we'll drop the links in chat and we'll give you an opportunity to look at the videos just to kind of hear and see and become immersed in some of the experiences for Remake Learning Days. I wasn't expecting it to come up so soon, but here's our first one, just a very short promo. I'm going to go ahead and take myself out of present mode here, and we'll drop that link in chat. And go ahead and take a look at this very short video. And Jeff, let me know if you already get a chance to drop it. And everyone should be able to see the link. Jeff and I put them at the same time. That's great. So this one's just about 4 minutes long. So we'll give you that time to go ahead and just take a look at the big overview of Remake Learning Days. And then we'll join you back in about 4 minutes. We thank you for your patience as you wrap up that video. Let us know that you're done and that you're back here in the webinar with us. Drop something in chat to let us know you're back, or give us a thumbs up. Thanks again for helping us with our workaround. You're here this evening to find out more about being an event host. So we also have this video that was created by Remake Learning Days, just to give you that kind of big overview about all the variety of event hosts that that we have participating in Remake Learning Days. So I'm going to drop that link in chat. That one's a little longer than 4 minutes. So we'll ask your indulgence once more to watch that on your own, and then same protocol. Just let us know when you're back. Thank you, Christy, for that support of sharing that the video is inspiring. We do feel strongly that sharing these does give a really good overview of the program, or we wouldn't take the time to make sure that we shared these with you. We're also very excited to share footage from our own events right here in our little area of central Pennsylvania, with this footage from areas in southwestern and central Pennsylvania. So take a look at some of our kids and families in action during STEAM events last year. We just want to thank you again so much for working with us on our technical workaround. We think it's just a setting that just didn't get set appropriately, and this was a good compromise. So Remake Learning Days this year begins April 20th and lasts through May 23rd. Over 1,100 virtual and in-person learning events occurred with families across 17 regions in our prior Remake Learning Days years. Events are hosted by schools, libraries, museums, nonprofit organizations, community centers, tech companies, higher education, and so much more. I want to draw your attention to the colorful circles here in the middle of the screen. These are the learning themes promoted by Remake Learning Days. It truly is a STEAM festival, with arts being the very first listed there. We invite events that include engineering and making, outdoor learning, science, technology, computer science, robotics, youth voice, and even professional development for educators or pre-service teachers. And I'm excited to share with you that we are no longer Remake Learning Days across America, because we have now this year gone international, and we have folks from New Zealand, England, and Uruguay as part of our event host this year. So we're pretty excited to be reaching out across the globe to invite other folks to celebrate STEAM with us during Remake Learning Days. So we last year we had 47 events. They were all free. We had 41 in person. We had 6 virtual. So even still considering hybrid or virtual does meet the needs of some of our families. We were able to award 22 mini grants. Our intent every year is to award funds to folks who apply to us. So far, we've been able to meet that goal that everyone that applied for a mini grant receives funding. There were 4 of those events, folks that received the mini grants. They use the funds for grab and go bags or take home kits to extend the learning at home, for materials and activities to enhance their events. 20 events supported marketing materials and flyers, in addition to social media, to reach out to the community to make them aware of events that were near them. And 1 event supported aid in transportation for families at a distance or in need. The Remake Learning Days is dedicated to equity and inclusion for all folks in our regions. So we have been talking a little bit about Engine of Central PA as a STEM ecosystem. So STEM ecosystem is an organization of various stakeholders that get together in support of STEM and STEAM learning and opportunities and experiences for families in our communities. So Engine of Central PA encompasses all 12 of these counties. That's our little slice of central Pennsylvania. And so we have schools and after school programs and libraries. We include business and industry partners, a wealth of folks, again, who are in support of not only K-12 science and STEM and STEAM experiences, but steps towards pathways to careers and college choices and college fields. So just a quick snapshot of us. We include 63 school districts, 40 private schools, more than 13 charter schools, more than 9 career and technology centers, over 160,000 students, more than 11,000 educators. Our smallest district has around 300 students and 33 educators. Our largest district has more than 11,000 students and 700 teachers. And you can see we really do span the breadth of rural areas, and being Harrisburg being our most urban area. And if I include an urban area, then I know Harrisburg has to have some sort of suburbs. And I'm going to actually, Jeff, I'm going to save this one for the end. We'll go ahead and drop that link at the end. This is Amanda Smith. She's our executive director for Engine of Central PA STEM ecosystem. And she just talks a little bit more about the program. And one of our partners, who is the Shavers Creek Environmental Center, they talk a little bit about their event. I should also mention that Engine is an acronym for Empowering Next Generation Innovators, and entrepreneurs. So we had a contest the year of our formation in 2018, and one of the folks that came to help kick our program off actually suggested the name. So we are so excited to see the results of all of the events and the feedback we get from our families when they at the end of the event, you'll offer them a family survey. So we do get information about what really resonated with them. We do encourage, as you use social media and your own Facebook page or your website, to advertise for Remake Learning Days across America and your event. Some of the feedback that we've received from families when they complete their family survey. This one, the 2-year-old and the 4-year-old were completely engaged and inspired to create, sort, imagine, giggle, and play. It was fun to see them playing together in age-appropriate ways, as well as exploring separately. We do encourage that the events are inclusive of multi-generational children and adults, that the whole family is invited to come. So as you're thinking about your event, the more breadth you can offer for younger kids and a little bit older kids, the better, if it fits your event. This one was terrific. We loved the Remake project, making a vehicle out of recycled materials and plastic screws and tools. It was fun to see my 10-year-old open up his imagination and creativity. So the full set of dates, as we mentioned, is April 20th to May 23rd. Central Pennsylvania does things just slightly differently. You know, Pennsylvania is its own breed. Engine of Central PA STEM ecosystem, along with a few other STEM ecosystems, we host our dates between May 4th and May 23rd this year. But you'll see when we do a walkthrough of the place where you submit your event on the webpage, that there are choices for pre-festival if your event falls more in that April 20th to May 3rd range. And they did add even a post-festival. So if the event you're planning occurs after May 23rd, it's fine. You can still be included in our advertising and our celebration of the STEM Festival. So let's take a look at how do you submit your event? How do you apply for the Engine Equity for All mini grant? So what we'll ask that you do is you'll go ahead and start submitting your event first. And I'm going to go ahead and do that as though I were submitting an event. And you can save your event and come back to it and add more details and save it and come back to it. And it'll stay pending until you submit it. As long as you've got it in the works, you're good to go with beginning to submit your event. We also ask that you become a partner of Engine of Central PA STEM ecosystem. Everyone in our 12 counties is automatically a member. We ask that you be a partner so that folks in all of our communities can see people who are promoting STEM and STEAM education, so that they're aware of what's right here in their own backyard. We don't send out email blasts. We don't bug you. I think there's a newsletter maybe 2 or 3 times a year. It's very, very a low hanging fruit there. We don't reach out and bug people who become our partners. Our cutoff date for submission for the grants is February 14th. And within about 2 weeks, we send out notification of whether the grant was awarded or not. So I'm going to head out of the slide deck here, move a few things around. And Jeff, you're still seeing my screen. Sometimes it doesn't always follow. You're seeing the Remake Learning Days site. Is that correct?
Yes. Yep.
Excellent. So this is the landing page when you come to the Remake Learning Days website. It's remakelearningdays.org. And I'm just going to kind of walk you through the pages. You will have to set up a free account just to be able to save your submission. And I'm going to start with submit your event, and then I'll show you how to navigate to information for Central PA with Engine of Central PA. And I think I'm already, not already signed in. That's all right. This morning we had a webinar and I was already signed in. All right. So once you add a new event, You can see here at the top, there's a progress bar. So you'll give information about your region, get information about yourself as the host, give information about your full organization being the organizer, and then details about your event. So we're looking at which region is your organization in. We're PA Central. So you'll select that one. And in the fine print here, I was kind of surprised it was so small. Pennsylvania has a program where they support students K to 12 in thinking about careers that they're interested in. And the Career Ready PA Backpack Challenge is a way for students, when they're participating in the Remake Learning Days STEAM events, that they can count their participation in their event as an artifact for their K to 12 portfolio for their PA Career Ready Backpack Challenge. Each year they're to have some sort of artifact that represents a career that they're thinking about. So the link here will tell you much more about the Career Ready Backpack Challenge, and we'll have a little bit more on the slide deck explaining the Backpack Challenge. In the past, you just ticked off, yes, I'd like to be considered for the Backpack Challenge. This time, if your event offers learners the opportunity to engage in one or more of the following employability skills or transferable skills, like communication, teamwork, problem solving, decision making, dependability, adaptability, planning and organizing, or a customer focus, then you're going to tick yes. And my event does, so I can tick yes. Will your event offer K to 12 learners the opportunity to engage in these career education and work standards, career awareness and preparation, career acquisition and retention, or entrepreneurship? And mine actually does. So I'm going to tick both of these as yes. And it says here, if you answered yes to either question, your event qualifies as a Career Ready PA Backpack Challenge event. Thank you for sharing your expertise with our learners. And there'll be like a little badge that will appear on your page to let folks know that kids can submit information about how to get their Backpack Challenge like certified for that year. The next portion just lets us know kind of where you are geographically. They do ask you to indicate which intermediate unit that you fall under, and there is a map so you can find your county along with which intermediate unit you fall under. And I'm with intermediate unit 11, so I'll go ahead and tick off 11 here. And if I needed to stop here and I couldn't continue for the rest of the day, I could save and finish later. And then when you sign back in, you'll get a pop-up that lists any event submissions that you have. But I'm going to go ahead and continue on to the next page. Happily, they have streamlined this quite a bit, so that's really great. Put your contact information. So I've got myself, my email address, a phone number, my job title. Again, if that's as far as you can get at any certain time, you can save and finish later. Then we have the name of the organization. You'll add a website, your organization's address. We do post all that information automatically on the website so folks know how to find you. What type of organization best describes you? Let's take a look at the options here. We've got child care center or K to 12 school, out of school time organization, higher education or trade school, library, makerspace, museum, parks and recreation, agriculture, nonprofit, government agency. We might be a government agency, but I went ahead and picked other. We have faith-based organizations or tech company, government agency, business. So whatever one you think fits you best, go ahead and let us know. And then when you get to this section, give us a brief description about your organization. I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to say intermediate unit serves 4 counties. I'm just going to give a quick sentence here to fill it in. And if you have an organization logo, you can use this button to select that logo and upload it here to the Remake Learning Days site, and it will appear on your page. If you're partnering with any other organizations or collaborating with any other organizations, list those here. I am partnering with CIU 10, IU 13, and IU 29. And please be sure to include any and all of the social media handles that you use here in this section. If you do have someone that you work with that does handle marketing and PR questions, please do fill this in with their name. If you don't, like I do not, then just put your name here again. We make available, Remake Learning Days National Organization makes available a plethora of marketing materials and resources that you can use. And so we're welcome to, we're excited to share those with you, or if you have someone who helps support the marketing and PR, we can share them with that person as well. You can save and finish later as you need to. And notice I've got quite a few things left blank. I was surprised it actually let me move on. If I go back one page, I was kind of surprised it let me move on without putting the website in one of these fields. It was here. Yeah, surprised. And then the next step, and this is the fourth and final step in submitting your event. Is your event designed best for youth and families, professional development for any adult, professional development for educators, or just parents and caregivers only? Mine's youth and families, so I'll tick that one. And what is the name of your event? This is our Chief Science Officer's end of the year celebration. And let me change this to showcase. To showcase for 2023. So then we want to know a little bit about when your event occurs. So mine happens to occur during the regional festival dates of May 4th and May 23rd. You could tick off pre-festival or post-festival, or even if it were an on-demand virtual event, you could also tick that off. And then choosing a time zone. Now that we have international partners, that has become quite important. And my event is going to be May 19th. And my start time is going to be 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. If you have more than one date, you can add an additional date here, and it will give you more boxes more fields to populate. Is there a fee to attend this event? No fee for mine. Any additional notes about the cost of this event? No, mine's free. The primary event learning themes. So I'm going to click on these. We are science and technology and youth voice. And I would also include maker or engineering. And we do have some of our CSO students that are interested in pollinator gardens. So I can include all of these. So as many as you want to tick there, you can. But we do ask that you pick one primary theme as well. And then the age range that folks that your event is intended for, it could be all ages. Mine's primarily for the middle school and high school kids. So I'm going to tick off these 3 age ranges: 8 to 10 rising middle schoolers, 11 to 13, and 14 to 18. And then let us know if your event is in person or a live virtual event. Mine's actually going to be a live virtual event. I don't have the link yet, so I can't put that in. And then I would give information about how to access the Zoom meeting and any information that folks would need to know. And if you have a website where you post information about your events or your Facebook page, you can include that website link here. And if you are asking for folks to register ahead of time, there's a spot here for an additional place if you want to give a direct link to your registration. When you get to the description about your event, you're going to be giving 2 different descriptions. So the first one is a very short description, a 1-sentence description, like something that you'd send out on social media. So you'll give a very short overview of your event. And then the second one, you want to give as much information as possible that you think folks would want to know about your event. Both will appear on your page, so you'll want to make them a little different. And then here's an opportunity to upload a photograph that you'd like to also appear on your event page. Remake Learning Days is committed to equity and inclusion. So as I'm thinking about my virtual event, it is wheelchair accessible. Folks don't need to access any buildings. I'm not seeing that I have any of these other opportunities for my virtual event, but I do know that I will have other language translation by employing closed captioning for folks that may be hearing impaired. And then we ask that you read this waiver. This just describes that Remake Learning Days as a national organization is not responsible for things that occur at your event. You'll read that waiver and let us know that you agree to the waiver by clicking yes. And then you'll type your name here. It should automatically populate the date. And when you think you're done, you'll submit it for review. Again, if you want to save it and finish later and come back and look at it one more time, that's perfectly fine. And I'm one of the regional leads who manages all of the event submissions on the website. And I wait until you let me know that it's ready to be submitted for review. And then I take a look at it and perhaps email back and give a few suggestions, or we just email you and say, you're good to go and your event has been published. Any questions about submitting the event? You can drop it in chat, or do we have the ability, Jeff, for our attendees to unmute themselves? Or
yeah,
limited to chat?
They
Great.
can.
I thought we could. Yeah, I thought
Yep.
we could. So I'm going to save and finish later. And I want to come back up here to home. All right. And if you do have questions, we'll of course be here for several minutes once we kind of wrap up our session. Thank you for saying it's very clear. Thank you. All right. So now we want to find out about applying for the equity mini grant. So this time what you'll do is you'll look at the participating regions and you'll select PA Central. And here at the banner at the top, we have choices to find out Remake Learning Day news. We have information for the family participants, marketing and social media. Discover Ed is an organization that does this really awesome engineering project with second graders all across the state. It might become all across the nation. I'm not sure, but that's a little bit of information about that big event that is hosted every year. For event hosts, this is where we're actually going to come back to supporters, team members, and contact information for Remake Learning Days National. So you'll go to for event hosts under PA Central. We're PA Central. And this will give you all the information you need to know for applying for the equity mini grant. So again, we ask them and kind of scroll down here to the bottom. We ask that you become a partner with Engine. So you'll go to the Engine of Central PA STEM ecosystem website and request to become a partner. You'll look at the tabs at the top to request to become a partner. You'll submit your event like we showed you just now. And again, it can be pending. It doesn't have to be ready to be published. And once you've submitted a draft of your event, then you just click on this Google form. We've streamlined it over the past couple of years. And we're looking for basic information like your email. Have you signed up to be a partner? Have you submitted your event? So we do remind you here that we request those before you apply for a mini grant. The name of your organization, the point of contact name, that's probably would be you, an email address for the point of contact, a preferred contact phone number, just in case we would have to call for some reason. And then the date of your event. If you have multiple dates, just put the first date of your event. What's the title of your event? And that could change between now and spring. It's fine if things change. Who will be participating in your event? Will it be students, community members, teachers, parents, guardians, caregivers, youth organization, families? If there are other folks that are engaging in your event, let us know. You can tick as many of those as apply. Let us know if we're trying to make sure we're giving a voice with equity and inclusion to everyone. So we're trying to make sure that we're encouraging girls that are interested in STEM to participate in these opportunities. Learners living in rural areas, learners living in urban areas. learners with disabilities, learners of color, learners living in poverty. We're really trying to make sure that we invite every child to these STEM events so that they're getting the opportunities to engage in STEAM and STEM experiences right in their own backyard. What types of organization might you be partnering with this event? Partnerships are not required, but preference will be given to those working with other organizations as we determine the recipients for the grant funds. Might you be working with multiple schools in your school district, or if you're not a school in a school district, might you be working with a school? Libraries, community organizations in general, a science center or museum. Would you possibly have a business or industry partner? Higher education opportunities. It's okay if you tick off, we're not planning any partnership at this time. A single school, or even other things that we didn't list here. Please feel free to add those. Let us know what the funds might be used for. Marketing materials, giveaways, food, all of those things are appropriate. Grab and go bags or kits of supplies, helping folks with transportation, any materials for investigations or demonstrations or on-site activities. Food is acceptable. Food, refreshments for participants. Nothing brings people out like food, right? Any marketing materials, anything that you think that you need support in with the grant funds, let us know. Remake Learning Days as a national organization are pretty fantastic. So the grant funds will be dispersed. You do not need to keep track of what you spent. You do not need to give us any receipts. Even if you didn't quite spend it all and you just invest in something else that's STEM related for your context, you don't need to return any leftover funds. The money is yours to use as you see fit. What we do ask is at the end of the season, there will be an event host survey, and the information that you share on that survey is collated and then shared with our sponsors who donate the money that end up being our funds that we can distribute for grant funds. So it really is just giving us a good detailed information about your event, and as much as you can add to that survey. And we'll try to get that survey out early so you can see it ahead of time for what types of information you want to be looking for. That's the only ask from Remake Learning Days national organization. It's almost too good to be true, right? So how might your organization support equitable access and participation for participants in your community? Really think about reaching out to intentionally families of color, families of low socioeconomic status, families with students that have English as a second language, anyone that you think that would benefit from attending these wonderful STEM events, like our gifted students or students with physical disabilities or cognitive disabilities. We want to make it clear that these events are really for all children. And again, just ways that you communicate about your event, flyers that are posted in the community and actually sent home to students. We'll send out a request to find out if you'd like to participate in passing out like hard copy. Everyone does things on their phone and online, but sometimes some families, a hard copy flyer is still something that they need. So we'll let you know when those are available. Definitely posting information on your organization's website, posting on social media if you use social media, trying to have materials translated into any languages that are used in your community, or the primary second languages that are used in your community. If appropriate, if you know that you have a community where sign language or language interpreters might be needed. Again, you can use some of these grant funds for these things. Lower or no registration cost, transportation provided. Activities that might be in small chunks or scaffolded for our youngest learners or some of our special education students. Large print papers or large manipulatives made available. Enrichment or take-home opportunities to extend learning at home, or any other ideas you have. This year, we're very happy that we can offer the $250 mini grant and the $500 mini grant again. So you just let us know which one might be the most appropriate for your event. And if there are any other information or details you'd like to share about your event, you'll share that there. And then we've had a conversation. Like I said, our goal is to make sure that we can fund everybody's event. So we added this thought that we always had this sort of, just sign and let us know that you're officially requesting the grant funds. But we added here, as it is our intent to fund all applicants, applications will be reviewed on a first come, first served basis. Engine will do the best we can to meet your request, but we may award an amount other than your selected preference to accommodate as many events as possible. Again, that February 15th is our cutoff date. So again, you just get your submission started for your event, join Engine as a partner, and go ahead and apply for the mini grant. I almost hit submit. That would be so funny. It's totally blank. It wouldn't even take it. That's really funny. So just a little bit about the Career Ready PA Backpack Challenge. As I mentioned, this is a way that kids are considering a variety of careers on their school journey, K to 12. I like this part where it says, did you ever think that creating an invention, learning to code, or planting a garden builds employability skills? Activities like learning how to fly a drone, marketing a product, and helping your community is a foundation to your future career pathway. So these are very broad experiences that we're considering as we think about the Career Ready PA Backpack Challenge. And there's the badge. I think it's the badge we used last year. I assume it'll be the same badge this year. It's possible it could have an update. So each student receives this badge, this digital badge. And if a school has students that would earn up to 100 of these artifacts, they get a big special banner. I don't know what the banner looks like. I don't think I've ever seen one of the banners. In the past, students would be given an artifact survey on the Career Ready PA Backpack Challenge page. You don't have to do anything. Just really consider ticking off those boxes that say, yes, I think we have some of these skills that might help kids think about careers. And they can be, your event can be part of the Backpack Challenge. All right, we're at the home stretch. We know that COVID is still with us. Our inaugural year was during the pandemic, and we actually had to cancel our very first Remake Learning Days STEM Festival. But the past 2 years, we've come back roaring. So we do find, though, that some folks still do really appreciate the virtual events. So if you do have an event that could be hybrid, or you include a virtual component, that might be something that meets your family's needs, your community's needs. It's hard to think about the warm weather in spring when we're still at the middle of January. However, again, thinking about social distancing, could your event be held outdoors or be held in secessions? One of these asks you to consider, would your event require registration so you could limit the number of individuals totally, or stagger people, like have folks come 10 to 11 in the morning, 11 to 12, 12 to 1. So still consider some of these mitigation protocols that we've had in the past. I have not done my research, but I hear there's a new variant that's extremely contagious. I need to take a look at that. We're making sure that we're engaging youth, from youngest learners to our school age kids and our tweens and our teenagers and our young adults, trying to engage families to come out for our STEM events. And if we've had a few events that have been for educators or adults. So if you do have that age range as a target audience, that's okay too. And we're thinking quality, not quantity. Of course, we want you to invite as many folks from the community as you can, but we're really trying to support elevated events. It can be an event that's brand new to your organization, or it's an event that you already have in the spring. And then our grant funds, we hope, can elevate it into greater heights. So that's what we have for you this evening.